Good morning, everyone. It's Stephen Whiteside here from theuptrend.com with your morning market outlook for Thursday, April 16th, 2026. In the pre-market this morning, things are fairly quiet. Stock index futures are slightly above fair value. We've got crude oil up just 14 cents, pretty steady given the type of volatility we've seen lately, and gold up $17 in the pre-market this morning. Now, I'm doing this video ahead of the U.S. jobless claims. Those numbers could certainly help change the direction of the market. The S&P 500 hit a new high yesterday, while the equal weighted struggled. Was up just 7 cents yesterday. And then the NASDAQ 100 also hit a new high yesterday. But if you take out those big cap tech stocks, you can see the equal weighted NASDAQ, which was actually up more than the NASDAQ yesterday in percentage terms. It's still lagging quite a bit. So we've got a huge divergence between the big cap tech stocks. All the Magnificent Seven stocks did well yesterday. Tesla was up. It's back on a buy signal. So, yeah, fewer and fewer stocks are making new highs at the moment. Then looking at the Canadian market, the iShares for the TSX 60 hit a new high, while the broader Vanguard Canada Total Market ETF did not make a new high yesterday. So a little bit of a divergence there, but certainly not like we're seeing in the US. Now, the VIX made a new low yesterday for this move, so it's still supportive for higher stock prices. It was pretty steady going for crude oil and gasoline yesterday. Uh, Gasoline was up, but crude oil was down slightly yesterday, so no major changes there. Inside day for natural gas, and it's still on a sell signal, so no change for natural gas. Pretty steady for the energy stocks on Wednesday. Canadian energy stocks down just a tick over 0.5%, and U.S. energy stocks down a tick over 0.33%. So not much movement there. Now, copper has been rising over the past couple of weeks, and of course, a lot of people watch copper as a leading indicator of the global economy, and it has been moving up, and the stock market has been moving up at the same time. So I'm assuming that investors are looking at copper and looking at all the damage done in the Middle East, thinking that that damage will be repaired at some time, and it'll require a lot of copper. Now, of course, chip stocks are still leading at the moment, and it wasn't a big day yesterday for chip stocks. They were up just 0.22%. But, since the market gapped up last week, we've been on quite a run, and the biggest winner out of the SOX index has been Rambus, followed by Marvell, followed by Amcor. Then we've got Broadcom. All of these stocks doing well at the moment. Axcelis doing well. We've got Micron moving up. Inside day yesterday, looking to see if we can take out the March high. Then we've got Advanced Micro Devices heading towards the January high. Then we're looking at Intel. Intel, huge move up last week. Then we've got Coherent making a new high yesterday. New high for NVIDIA for this move, and we've moved right up to the $200 level. The high yesterday was $200.04. So we hit 200. And if you had an order in up there, congratulations. It's down a dollar or so in the pre-market. So it's going to be interesting to see if investors can take Intel up and over $200. Now, all of the chip action, of course, is related to the AI explosion. And one of our members, Carolyn, sent this to me that a shoe company has decided to give up shoes and just pivot to AI. And their stock was up 580% on that announcement. And when you get companies doing things like this, just trying to take advantage of a trend, it's usually the top of that particular trend. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out going forward. Maybe this is going to be the greatest AI company ever, or maybe it's just going to be another failed company that tried to take advantage of a dramatic move in a sector. Now, recently we saw a lot of bottom fishing in the market, especially in software stocks. There's another stock that recently rose from the dead, and I certainly wouldn't have caught it or pointed it out ahead of time. Before it moved, the panic zone chart looked like this. You can see the elongated pressure zone across the bottom of the screen telling you that this stock is dead. It's broken. Investors hate it. It's had a dramatic move to the downside. No sign that that's about to change. At that particular time, we were trading below all the major moving averages. And so I would have assumed that if it was going to move up, it was once again going to get stalled by the moving averages. And of course, if you look at the flypaper channel, you can see that the stock rode the bottom of the channel down. And every time it moved up to the channel, it got reversed. If you look over to the left-hand side of the screen, you can see back here in July of last year, the stock was overbought. And then since that time, on every up move, it never became overbought. So there was never any enthusiastic buying or even attempting any sort of attempt to move this stock up over the last almost a year now. But what happened? Well, this is what happened. And of course, when the stock starts breaking out above the moving averages, above the flypaper channel, then you can see evidence that the story has changed. We can see all kinds of evidence that the stock was broken, that nobody wanted it. And then once the stock starts moving up above all the resistance, then you know something new has happened. Now, when I say something new has happened, do I think the stock's going to move from $100 to $400? No, absolutely not. There's no way that anyone could ever imagine that happening, but that's exactly what happened. I have no idea why it happened. I just know that we could have been a buyer at $100 and watched it run up. I would have been selling on the way up and still have a partial position left up at this, but I certainly had nothing to do with this. I didn't know about it. And this is just an example that, if you're waiting for a stock to, finally reverse, once you get that evidence, then yeah, it has reversed. And then your opportunities do start to multiply to the upside. But, certainly I would not expect to move from $100 to $400 in a month. But that's what happened. Okay, folks, that's all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like we're going to have a fairly quiet open. I may be able to get this video out before the jobless claims numbers come out, but they could certainly shift the market to the upside or the downside before the market opens. You have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Friday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.